Asian Americans are a rapidly growing population, and they're getting more and more engaged in politics as voters, as campaign volunteers, as leaders within campaigns, and as donors to political campaigns. We are beyond the days in which parties and campaigns could just ignore Asian American voters. So if you look at the number of Asian American voters, it's grown pretty dramatically. So not just in terms of those who are eligible to vote, but those who actually vote. What we saw in 2016 was a record gain in new Asian American voters coming into the electorate. We think of 2020 only as a presidential election, but Congress is at stake as well. What we've seen is that Asian Americans have not been as engaged in voting as African Americans and non-Hispanic whites. So that's a persistent puzzle. Part of that is because of the fact that Asian Americans are heavily immigrant and are still trying to get educated and informed about American politics. But it's also because parties are not doing the outreach to Asian Americans. They're much more likely to reach out to white voters and to African American voters than they are to Asian American voters. So that's hurt Asian American participation in the past. We do see elements of change. So this is a constituency that's very much up for grabs. And you would think that with a group like this, you would see both parties doing their best to try to reach out to Asian American communities. What we find is that there's tremendous diversity, but in fact, when it comes to where Asian Americans stand on the issues, there's actually a remarkable degree of consistency. Asian Americans are more likely to favor bigger government providing more services than smaller government providing fewer services. They're also all on the same page when it comes to issues like gun control and environmental protection. When it comes to healthcare, again, consistent opinion. And so Asian Americans are no longer just the margin of victory, they're a significant part of the electorate and need to be paid attention to. So that's one important call to action, is that campaigns and parties and campaigns need to do outreach to Asian Americans. They need to hire Asian American staff, they need to translate their materials, and they need to make sure that they're addressing the kinds of issues that Asian Americans care about.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.